What's up, everybody? Bart Gurley with the Gurley Group, going over housing numbers and data for September 2022. So let's jump right into it. So it's no big secret the housing market is slowing. Rates are verging on 7%, the highest they've been in almost 2 decades. U.S. housing numbers have been shown to be down quite significantly, but as we all know, real estate is local. So we're going to focus primarily on our North Dallas market today, where I'm active, and go through some of the key data. 3 points of data we're going to cover today is obviously pricing, seeing what pricing looks like overall over a whole month and over some high volume sales numbers. We're going to be talking about overall sales volume compared to last month and seeing if we're trending down normally or if we're actually seeing the rates impact sales volume and decision making from buyers a little bit more significantly. So we'll go over those numbers. And finally, we're going to go over days on market. So if you're doing some planning, maybe there's a motivation to move, you can kind of know exactly what to expect on days on market to do some logistical planning, possibly on time frame. So let's get started. I actually want to lead off with this. A housing purchase sale is not a short-term decision. Usually we treat it like a 401k. The bulk of people's wealth in the US is held in their primary residence. So let's treat this traditionally as a larger investment. Short-term ups and downs are really not going to impact the overall outcome of this wealth building avenue of owning a home. That's where we're going to start off at. So it doesn't appear that I'm being self-serving and recommending people buy and sell real estate just for the sake of buying and selling homes, right? It'd be hard to defend making a decision with high rates, prices potentially going down. It's kind of the worst time to buy. However, if certain conditions exist, it actually is a great time to buy. So let's go through what those might be. First and foremost, pricing is off about 3% this last month for September. It was holding steady actually at about 99% of list price last month. This month we're at 97% of original list price. That's not including any reductions in price. It's original list price to sold price. So we're at 97%. Average overall in North Dallas. There are several markets that are still at 99 and 100% that are highly desirable areas, but on average about 3% off of listing prices when they first come to market. That's not great news, but if you put it in the context that we're still well over 20% higher values from 2019 and even 2021, actually, there's not a single market in North Dallas that's below 2021 prices in any suburb. So we're still highly valued compared to historical values in Dallas. Another way to look at this is if you bought a house 10 years ago, I think it's all safe to say that that price is probably higher now than it was 10 years ago. And so if you buy today, 10 years in the future, at least 5 to 7, which is the average home ownership time frame, you should still be extremely safe on overall value and building wealth through that time of ownership. Sales volume, we were off about 11%. So I think we sold a little over 8,400 homes last month. This month we did about 7,600 homes in North Dallas. So still tons of purchases being made, and they're selling it within 3% of those list prices. So still lots of sales, but we are down a little bit. Year over year, we're down about, about 1%. Nothing horrible there, but we are trending down, which is typical for this time of year. For all you sellers out there, average days on market to sell a property is about 32 days. If you're looking to move from one house to another, you're definitely want to go looking at a leaseback situation, making sure your financing secure, if they're not paying cash. To make those commitments on contracts on the other side, you want to make sure it's pretty firm. You know it's going to be about 32 days on the market to get it to sell at what it probably is worth, and then go and find that new house, looking at probably a lease back in your existing house. And those are totally acceptable still in the marketplace. And finally, interest rates, they are high 6s. Sometimes you'll get over 7 depending on your down payment, but can definitely be prepared for somewhere in the 6s, probably over 6.5. You can buy the rate down. If you've got good equity, it may be worthwhile looking at, buying that rate down to the mid or low 6s, which is still feasible. That's really a short-sighted view if it's going to be rates. If your motivation is solid with family size, schools, job relocation, things like that, those motivations don't just go away. So rate, we've all heard this recently, everybody's talking about dating the rate and marrying the home. But even if you don't get a chance to refinance, over your ownership of at least 5 to 7 years, which I think is very likely that you will, but even if you don't, the equity is going to far outweigh the difference in rate from 3 or 4 to 6. And that's bared out many times over different scenarios we've looked at. So if the motivation's there, you're going to get incentives to buy a house, you're going to get money off you could use to buy down the rate, overcome that obstacle, and you get to choose the house that's right for you. You have a lot more choice as opposed opposed to just accepting whatever the market brings. The listing volumes, I think this month we've got a little over 20,000 homes on the market in North Dallas. We're having about 10,000 come to the market each month, and we're selling through just about half of those. So still a really robust market here in North Dallas. I think we're probably going to be pretty lucky just knowing the amount of migration that's come to North Texas this last 2 or 3 years. I don't think that's going to subside. We have tons of people renting. I've got a slide we can show as far as renting versus owning that'll also help put it in context. As far as both rates are going to go up. Prices are going to go up on houses, and prices are going to go up on renting. One thing that won't change is you're either going to be getting equity, or you're as an owner, and your payment will stay the same, or your price on renting will go up and your equity is going to remain the same as well at zero as a renter. So I think there's still plenty of defensible arguments on home ownership and making that purchase right now. The market's very healthy. I don't think we're going off a cliff as far as losing a lot of value if a purchase, which I think would be everybody's concern. So anyway, hope this helps you understand what's happening in our market here in North Dallas. If you have any questions, reach out below. Our contacts are there, as well as a full report of every suburb in Dallas and all the market data. Click that download. Enjoy. Reach out to us if we can help. Have a great day.